Welcome back. Excuse the state of me. I am in the glow up phase of going back to the UK. And I'm just filming these while basically I'm with Joe because especially this video, he basically has most of the knowledge because he did all the house hunting. So yeah, as always, thank you so much to everybody that's watched, subscribed, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And we really appreciate it. Today, I feel like it's going to be quite a good one. We're going to talk about how basically we ended up living in Arabian Ranches 3, all the communities that we did look at, why we considered them, and also why we didn't choose them, and then basically why we ended up choosing the AR3. So yeah, let's take it away.
So I think it's worth mentioning on here as well that Emma basically had this perception of AR3 in her head miles before I even looked at the first property. But that didn't deter me.
It was tunnel vision for me, wasn't it? Also, Joe was doing the house hunting while I was still back in the UK, so it was very much FaceTimes as and when he could, pictures, videos. So he did a really good job actually, because I'm in AR3 and that's where I wanted to live. So yeah, he was up against it because basically every time he sent me something, I would say, is that AR3? And he'd be like, no. I'd be like, okay. But to be fair, no, we did keep our options open because obviously it wasn't guaranteed that we could secure a property that we liked here within our budget. But yeah, luckily we did. So yeah, so starting with the first one, I'll let you talk about this one because I feel like I haven't actually even been there myself. But
we'll start with Mira Oasis because that was the first community I actually went to visit. And I remember just being very late for the first appointment because I was driving from Abu Dhabi and I massively underestimated it. But got there, had a look around before I met the agent, and yeah, I really liked it, to be fair. It's an Emaar community, so everything kind of looks similar to what we're used to now anyway. I didn't know at the time. The actual villas there were really nice. They were really affordable within our kind of budget that we had kind of set ourselves. And it was just a really nice neighbourhood. I enjoyed driving around there. The facilities looked really good. They had like a souk and stuff like that already open.
The gardens were quite generous.
The gardens were really generous size, yeah.
Which I think similarly to the UK, like new builds, the gardens always seem to be quite small. Yeah. So yes, it's a bit tricky finding a decent sized garden.
So the gardens were really nice and they're really good sizes. The property was finished nice because they're Emaar property, so you kind of know what you're getting. And then obviously the price was affordable. And then the things I didn't like, I didn't love the layouts of the villas that I see, which the villa type's quite repetitive across Mira Oasis. So I didn't love the way that the kitchen was kind of secluded. It kind of lacked natural light. And then one thing that I was kind of told was that, you know, and we can get onto this a bit later as well, is that you can get a lot of traffic sort of coming in and out because there's basically a roundabout which gets quite backed up. But yeah, overall my impressions were good. Mira Oasis, I'd say
cool.
7 out of 10.
I think also when you are on your house hunt, you'll soon learn that you'll probably have a preference to what property developer that you like. So we love Emaar. We just think the finish of Emaar properties is always quite good and that's kind of what they're known for. So it's just whatever your priorities are really, because you've got Damac, which is another massive one out here, and I don't love the finish of their properties as much. However, their facilities, their amenities in their communities are really good, and that's what they're known for. So yeah, if you're looking for that kind of thing, then you're definitely probably going to prefer Damac. But yeah, just as you go through that, you'll kind of just have your preference, and then that kind of does help to narrow it down a bit. So moving on to the next one that you viewed, which was Damac Hills 2. So for us, the pros of this community were that it is really affordable. Like the amount of property you can get for your money there is incredible. Like it's amazing. I always see properties advertised now, and especially since being here and knowing that can't probably get so much for your money where we are now, it's amazing. So yeah, if you're looking probably for more space and you're on a bit of a smaller budget, then you should definitely check out Damac Hills 2 because yeah, you'll be surprised what you can get. Another great thing, obviously, like I mentioned before, is a Damac developer. So the facilities there are incredible. They've got something called Malibu Beach, which is literally like a fake beach. It's got like a nice cafe, like loads of slides. It's got a lazy river. It's amazing. I've been there because my friend lives there, and it's really good for kids. And obviously each like community has their own pool as well, like most of them do. But unfortunately for us, it just felt too far out for us personally. Obviously Joe drives into work every day. There's no working from home, and it just did feel a bit too far out for us. But everything's personal, obviously. And again, we aren't so keen on the finish of the DeMac properties either, but that's personal taste. And then do you want to talk about DeMac Hills 1?
DeMac Hills 1, which just echoes that a lot of communities here are the same in terms of what they provide. So DeMac Hills 1 has got loads of really good community stuff, very good for like kids and outdoor activities. They've got, I actually play football at DeMac Hills 1. They've got football courts, tennis courts, paddle courts. There's a lot more apartments there as well, for more people that want to live in an apartment.
The location's great as well.
The location's great, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do kind of leave DeMac and you go straight into traffic because you can go straight into Hesse Street.
Yeah.
But yeah, the community's really nice. The downside, I suppose, the biggest one for me on that was the price, because
it was out of our budget.
It was out of our budget. Yeah. I've heard of some people getting good prices. Still out of our budget.
Luck of the draw. But you're paying for the location there, I think, ultimately.
Yeah, definitely. You're paying for the location and the community, and you have access to all the facilities as part of living there as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, nice. I go there every week to play football. So.
Yeah. Then the next one that you viewed, I think, was Town Square. Now, since I've been here, I've been to Town Square loads. It's a really, really lovely community. Like, I would say super family friendly. A total mix of villas and apartments as well, so depending what you're after. They've got amazing like cafes, restaurants, soft plays, splash pads. Like, it is really, really nice. It has a really nice feel, like when I've been there. I suppose at the time, the downside for us was that there was only one road in and out, and I'd heard from like multiple people that the traffic on like the school runs and obviously in peak times when Joe would be going to work, it was adding on like, it could be like an hour onto people's journey, so it was that gridlocked around there. But since then, they have opened a second road out, and I've heard that's really helped. So I think maybe if we were looking now, that could have actually been one that we could have potentially gone to. They are still building there, which it doesn't really feel like a building site because it's so spread out, it's massive. And it's quite affordable. Probably would have been able to get something within our price range there, I reckon.
Yeah, and it's got a pub.
It's got a pub, exactly. You can get alcohol there. Yeah, I said restaurants.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd say again, like maybe the finish of the properties wasn't totally to our style, but you're not going to get absolutely everything. And I think I actually would have settled on that for that community because it is. I do love it. It's really nice.
And some other people might like the layouts for other
of course. Of course. And then finally, the one that you actually settled for is Arabian Ranches 3. Like Joe said, there is Arabian Ranches 1 and 2. They are a lot more expensive. They're stunning though. Arabian Ranches 1 is lovely, isn't it? They've got a really nice golf course there. We go there all the time in the winter months for dinner and stuff like that. And obviously Joe plays golf there. The villas are massive. But yeah, it's a lot more expensive. So AR3 is the newest one out of them all. It's still being built now. I also was, as well as being set on living here, I was quite set on having a brand new property.
Yeah.
So this kind of opened that up for us because obviously it's such an ongoing community at the moment that there was new properties coming up. So obviously, you looked around, didn't you? You looked around older properties as well.
Yeah, I looked around some of the ones because it opened back 3 years ago, and you had like communities opening like every 6 months to a year, and it was just timing fell. But this one opened like at the end of June.
Perfect timing for us.
Perfect time for us. Seen them other ones. They're just slightly. The finishes are pretty much the same. It's just you have different types, slightly different layouts, but they're really nice EMA properties, and this one was a bit bigger as a 3-bed than the other communities that had handed over in Arabian Ranches 3.
Yeah, and also they've now opened the souk. So it wasn't open when we moved in, but we knew it was opening, so it was kind of a bit of hope that we were getting some shops. And now it is opened. It opened in February. That's really handy for us. So it's got a massive Spinneys. It's got loads of cafes, coffee shops, restaurants. There's a nursery in there, there's like a little doctor's, pharmacies, etc. There's loads of bits in there, so just kind of like a one-stop place that we can walk to or just drive up there without having to drive out to a shopping centre, which is really handy. Also, I would touch on the fact that there is only one road in and one road out at the moment, but unlike Town Square, we don't get any traffic as a result of that. The only thing for us is that it does add on about 10-15 minutes to some journeys, but within the next few months there is more roads opening which will literally alleviate that for us. So it wasn't a make or break for us. It is a bit annoying having to do a loop because we have to come out one way, but I think it would annoy me more if there was traffic, but there's not. And yeah, great location for us. We're not in the mixer like downtown, which we didn't want to be, but we can literally get to all the central places within like half hour, 40 minutes, which, to be fair, even if you do live in like downtown with the traffic, you're probably looking at about that to get to places anyway. So yeah, for us, location wise, it's great. And yeah,
community, it's definitely got like a real
family.
Yeah, like I play football with, we've stopped now because it's summer, like literally like a few weeks ago, but I play football with like 15 people every week, every Thursday.
And obviously there might be that in other communities, but that's just like there's loads of group chats where we are for all different things, like if you're looking to buy and sell, advertise what you do, just different things that are going on in the community. And it's really great. And like we've noticed in the past couple of months now, because obviously when we moved in, it was quite empty in our cluster, but now it's like totally full. Going over to the park in the evenings is just really nice because it's like loads of families. Phoebe plays with all the kids. We get to know the parents. So yeah, it's just a really lovely feel, and I don't think we have any regrets about moving here, do we?
Just signed for another year. So
yeah,
hopefully
just
not.
signed for another year. But yeah, obviously the prices have gone up since we were looking, and whether it would be in our budget now for the property type that we would want here, probably not. It's gone up quite a bit, but equally I would imagine that other communities have also gone up in price, so we might have just had to reevaluate what our budget was. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, because we didn't really know where to start, did we, when we were looking for properties? We didn't really know about any communities, and obviously we're speaking from like a family point of view. So yeah, I hope this has been really helpful, and as always, if you have got any questions, just pop them in the comments or give us a message. And I will follow up when the weather gets cooler with an updated tour of our community. But if you are keen to have a little look around, then I did post one over on our TikTok and our Instagram a long time ago when we first moved in, so things have changed, but it will just give you a bit of an idea as to what it looks like here. So yeah, check it out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week, hopefully.
Bye.
Bye.